Hey, Angel.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Hmm?
Are
Say,
you?
say
Oh,
hi to
the-
Nero. This is Nero.
he's so cute.
Indeed.
Pause and turn off my vertical really quick.
Of course. Which one are you watching?
You're in it. Ballerina Reborn for Revenge.
Ah, yes. That was a recent one.
Trying to catch up on the ones that I haven't
Okay.
watched yet.
Nice. Yeah, that's my second. I believe that's my second. That's my second. Crap. I'm blanking on the name. Um, Working with Sophia, and then it was also, I believe that was my second one working with Emily as well.
Mhm.
So the timing was great.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting a much more chilled out version of me. Normally I have my hair down and done. I got off work like an hour and a half ago.
Oh, damn.
Got home like
Oh,
half
I haven't booked anything this, sadly, I have not booked anything this year yet. But I'm also being a lot more selective. I'm only going for supports and leads. So the gaps will be bigger, but I think the roles will be better.
I think so. Because I was looking and I was like, you're on your IMDb, you're credited for at least like 50. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm. At this point, it's like about 50, and 40 of those were in the last year alone. So I was pretty much on set every week. So I was proud of that. Yeah, I'm trying to get to that's the main goal at this point is get enough attention so that I can draw in being exactly what they're looking for the to be a lead or be a major support at this point. So it's like I'm getting auditions up the kazoo, which I love. Just need one.
One of them will hit eventually.
One of them will hit eventually.
What is it, like an actor books one in every 67 or something?
I definitely believe that, which is actually kind of funny because I see all these posts of people who are like, it's like, yay, my first audition of the year. And I'm like, are you kidding? I've had like 10 already. I've had like 10, 15, 20 of these already. Where have you been?
Yeah. Like, we're 13 days in. You should have at least 13. What do you mean?
I know. Well, I know people. So many people right now are in China. So many people are in China right now. It's kind of insane.
How did you get into acting?
So in terms of acting, I actually kind of started late. I started in high school. But in terms of like being able to perform, I actually always liked putting on little shows like voices and imitations, which is why I kind of have the reputation now of like if you've seen my accent reel, it was doing those voices all the time, which is what really started my love of acting. And then it was actually watching The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker really got me into acting. It was just no way. It was his performance that got me into acting for reals. Whereas Lord of the Rings actually got me into movies where I'm like, ooh, this is really, really cool.
Okay. So how did you find out about the vertical world?
So my vertical journey is a bit unique because my first vertical, which was actually in June of 2024, it was a disaster. It was a complete disaster. It was in Santa Clarita. It was hot. It was we were 10 feet away from a wasp nest. I didn't know what verticals were. So the fact they were shooting with so many cameras kind of caught me off guard. The fact that the day players that I hired didn't speak great English, so they didn't deliver their lines particularly well. And then they took over 30 days to pay me, and the pay was terrible. So my first vertical was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to swear off of this for 3 months. And then finally, as it started to become more prevalent, I happen to know quite a few people who were doing them. I'm like, you know what? Let's give it a try. But my biggest mistake was trying to do it the same way you work normally, which is you do background, you do day player, and you work your way up. That was a colossally stupid move on my part.
Because now it's just what they see you as.
Right now I'm stuck. Right, I got stuck. So trying to get out of that is my is my goal this year, which is I want to book my first lead this year.
Mm.
This year, I've been support many times, but I'm ready for that lead.
I have faith.
Yeah.
We'll get you there. We'll manifest it.
Yes. But yeah, I'm definitely going for the lead this year. First of my life is that I always get there late.
Mm.
It's like, oh, if I had known this a year ago, I would have only done that, but I didn't.
I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm just reporting.
I'm always playing catch up. It's hard. It's hard when you have to play catch up, especially in this industry, because all it takes is that one to get success, and if you're not there for that one, it's very hard to get back into it. And some people are very content where they are, and I'm never gonna criticize anyone who's absolutely happy where they are. But
yeah.
but it's like I want a little bit more because I know I can do it. I had it was actually a very frustrating experience late last year, which was I had gotten a full-blown offer to film in New York. What they didn't tell me until soon before was like, oh, we're not going to pay for it was a major supporting role. We're not going to pay for your flights. We're not going to pay for your housing. So I had to turn it down.
Oh.
I was devastated. It was going to be 4 days of work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was absolutely devastated by that.
What do you think your hardest scene that you've had to do has been?
Trying to think because I think some of the hardest scenes are actually the ones where you can't laugh. Like if something's happening and you're just trying to keep it in. I'm trying to remember exactly what it is, but I know that there was a scene. Oh, this was the hardest scene. And it wasn't really hard in the sense of like emotional difficulty. It was that it just required a lot of choreography because the cameras were moving. They split it up in the cut, which is what they had to do. But in order to film it, it had to be filmed kind of as all one huge scene.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like a 3-page scene, I remember. And it was me talking to the leading lady. She goes off, one camera follows her. I go over here, I pause for about a page. Then I talk to the leading man and I get him over here. He's been drugged, so I have to carry him and make sure I get the exact same spot because then I also have to talk to the leading lady again. They exit, and then I stop and I actually talk to the main antagonist. I talk to her for a few seconds, and then I have to pick her up and carry her off. And we kind of had to do that, and just that was all broken up. That kind of had to be done as one big setup, and just being able to hit your marks in the right spot and make sure you didn't cover the cameras because you had to be really precise. That was probably one of the hardest, but it was a very, very enlightening experience. It's like this is doable. It's just going to require a little choreography. That's all. And as long as we know exactly where we're going, we're good. We're good. I think we only did that like twice just because it was such a long scene and we just didn't have time.
That's fair.
So that was a fun one. That's the other thing that I think with verticals, that there's two things that I really do like about them is that because you don't have time to really say, oh, I want to go deep. I want to go like really into this character. It's like you don't have time for that. You have to make the decision very quickly. And you usually only have 2 takes. If that. Sometimes you only get 1 take depending on how much time you have. And you just have to do it quickly enough that's like, okay, yeah, I've got a choice to make. I got to go all in for it. Maybe I'll get a second chance, or maybe I'll get it if they or maybe I'll get it if they get it at a different angle, but I got to make sure that the strong choice is right away.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so many times I've talked to actors that when they do their coverage and if they do their coverage first and they do the lines back to the other person, they're like, oh, wait, I had such a good way. I should have said that. I should have said it that way. That's really, really common.
Okay.
Because they discover it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm actually a huge fan of, especially if you're a major part, that's like, can we run the scenes a little bit? I want to get these lines down correctly. correctly, because a lot of times what they'll do is, especially like long scenes like galas, they'll shoot them kind of like a play, and then they'll zoom in and do their coverage that way. So very often with the wide shots, that's kind of your practice round sometimes. You don't necessarily know if the footage is going to be used, but you always want to make it as good as possible.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard the banquet scenes can be quite grueling.
Yes, my worst one was 4 days. It was 50 pages, 7 to 7. And if the camera was not on you, you were on the couch sleeping. People were so tired.
Oh wow.
We were just so overwhelmingly tired. Because then a lot of times, especially if your background, you just stand around.
Mm-hmm.
You just stand around forever. Then the first question that the girls always ask, and you probably have heard this, the first question that the girls always ask is, does the camera see my feet? And if the answer is no, they take their shoes and they throw them away. They do not want to have to wear high heels at all. They'll wear their slippers, they'll go barefoot, but they do not ever want to wear high heels unless they're absolutely necessary.
Yeah, I get that. I think I've only worn high heels like maybe twice in my life.
These ladies, the wedding scenes also can be fun, can be tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Can be tricky. The fastest wedding scene that I was ever in, it was 15 minutes. We only filmed for 15 minutes because it was so windy.
Mm-hmm.
That poor actress she was freezing. So we just did the scene and like, okay, get her covered because it's cold out.
I feel like when it comes to that, like during the winter, the women suffer, and then during the summer, the men suffer.
Yes, there's a huge joke of like what I find pretty hilarious, which is like pool scenes, for example. I had to do my first pool scene in December last year. The good news is I didn't have to get all the way in the water. The bad news was that I got my legs in the water and they just had to stay there for a while because I'm supposed to be stepping out, and then I'm dripping my hair back like that. But it was so cold, but the water was not heated. Thankfully, it was during the day, but it was so cold. And I know I've heard I have seen and heard much worse horror stories of people getting thrown in the water. And it's like, oh yeah, this thing's not heated. It's 11 o'clock at night in the middle of November, December, January, February.
Oh no.
And they're just freezing. One of the hardest ones that I ever saw was the leading lady and the female antagonist. He tackles her and they fall in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to be rescued by the leading man. Well, the way filming broke up was that these poor ladies, who are in dresses, by the way, they had these fancy dresses. We had to break for lunch in the middle of their scene. So they get out, they have to get rid of their wet clothes, change into their normal clothes, have lunch, come back, and then they have to get back into their wet clothes and get back in the water. And this is in December.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was pretty, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty damn hilarious. But it's like, oh, this must be hell. Be absolute hell. And the water wasn't heated. So what they did was they took the crew was taking buckets of water that they got from the showers and dumping it in the pool to see if they could warm it up a little bit. And as far as I could tell, it wasn't really working.
I vaguely remember Jeff Violet was talking. He did one with Sam Myerson and Neela Jolene.
And who was it?
Neela?
I think I've worked with her once. Yeah, I think I worked with her. Yeah, I worked with her once. Have not worked with her in a long time.
But they were doing a it's called Mafia Housewife. It's one of the only ones that's ever taken me more than like a week to finish.
Oh wow!
It's because like the beginning is very domestic violence heavy, and
yes,
as a domestic violence survivor, it's hard to watch those kinds of scenes.
With domestic violence, here's the thing: I'm not against it if it's supposed to be the villain.
Mm-hmm.
If we're supposed to like this person.
Well, you weren't really supposed to like him. Like it was Jeff was the bad husband.
Okay, that's yeah.
Like I understand it and it adds to the storyline. It was just kind of
Right.
like at the time when I was trying to watch it, it was triggering. Now I can
Mm.
watch him just fine because I've
Okay,
completely healed from that, thankfully.
nice. Well, congrats. Good. But you were
Uh,
saying, so you were saying that they had to do a.
they had a pool scene and Jeff and Neela didn't want to go in the pool because they're like, no, like the pool is going to be cold. It's cold
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
And then they got in the pool and the pool was actually heated.
Oh,
And then
hurrah!
stayed in the pool.
One of the first background gigs I ever did. This was like 2018, and it was November. It was in Arcadia. It was a huge call. It was like 250 extras, and it was a Playboy bunny party. And this was at someone's house. It was in a pool, and I was security, so I got to wear a suit. Ladies all had to wear fancy dresses. Looked fantastic. One of the things they had to do was that they had to do like an American Gladiator thing. So these two guys were hitting each other, and one guy was supposed to be knocked into the pool. Well, he gets knocked into the pool, and it's so cold out that he just crawls into the hot tub and just stays there for the rest of the shoot. Anytime they need to anytime they need to take care of him, they just get him out, blow dry his hair, and then they would go right back to it. It was so funny. Always the fun of the pool scenes. I've gotten blessed or unblessed that I haven't had to do. I've only had to do one, so I will have to look forward to those when I get a lead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who is an actress and an actor or multiple that you haven't worked with yet that you want to work with?
Well, Eric's one of them. Eric, I've never actually gotten the chance to work with. Noah Farley also somebody I've never worked with. I've met, but I've never worked with him either. So it's kind of a strange list of ones that I have met but never worked with. So that's a curious one. As for actresses, I'm trying to think who I haven't actually worked with that I really, really do want to work with. It's kind of most of the actresses that I wanted to work with. I think I've already worked with them. And I've actually gotten lucky and already worked with them. So, Brittany, I'm gonna butcher. I apologize. I'm gonna butcher her last name. It's Marzak. What's her last name?
Marzachek?
Marzachek. I apologize.
I don't know how to say it either.
Brittany, if you're watching this, I apologize for butchering your name. But she's one I've met, but I've never worked with her, and I've heard she's amazing. Rebecca Stoughton. I've met her, but I've never worked with her.
Okay.
So I'd be curious to see what energy they bring to set and what type of energy they bring to their characters and how they bring these characters to life. So that would be really, really fun.
An interview with Brittany, and Brittany's she's such a joy to be around.
I've heard that she's one of the sweetest people. And again, I've met her. And so she seems very, very sweet. So I'd be very curious to bring in a character like that.
Is there a vertical genre that you haven't done that you want to do?
Sports. Actually, that's a lie. That's a lie. I've kind of done sports, but I haven't done them. I haven't been like in them. And the closest thing you can say to that was I did one last. It was one last year where it was fencing, but unfortunately, I didn't get to fence. And I know how to fence.
Is that the one with Sam?
No, that's the one. No, but it came out recently. It's my crush thinks I'm a boy.
Oh, okay. I was like, there's so many that come out of different sports. So I try my best.
That's funny with that with those trio of leads that I've gotten the pleasure of working with all three of them. I've worked with Sam. I've worked with Jessica. I've worked with a couple of times. I got to do a really elaborate fight scene with Jessica back in April. So that was really, really cool. That's now my stunt reel. Reel working with her. And then Molly I've worked with. I technically arrested her on Falling for the Superstar 2, of which I have a very weird behind the scenes story with that one. That one, and I'll tell you that one in a second. And the other one was it was a werewolf one, but it hasn't been released yet.
Okay.
And that was with Griffin as well.
I love Griffin.
So, yeah, Griffin's really cool. I love working with him.
Well, I love
But
all of
the
you, but
well, I'll tell you the weird story. The weird story with the uh, with the arresting was that so I was security. I wasn't a policeman, so I didn't actually have the handcuffs. So I'm dragging her out, and this guy who's playing the police officer, he's taking the handcuffs. And normally when you do the handcuffs, all you have to do is you just place them on and they come shut really quick. This guy was like slamming it on her wrists, and she didn't say anything. And whether that was because she was being a trooper, whether she didn't care, or was just so. This was like day 6 or 7. That's the other thing too, is that I've always found that pretty funny. When you're a day player and when you're brought in on day 1 or 2, the energy is so different from when you're brought in on day like 5, 6, 7 plus.
oh man.
Because a lot of times, to be blunt, people are tired.
Mm-hmm.
People are very, very tired. If they've been working nonstop for 4 or 5 days in a row, they're exhausted. So, but seriously, this police officer, this actor was playing the police officer. Me and the stunt guy basically tried to say, like, dude, you don't have to like slam it on her wrists. You can just like very gently place it on and the handcuffs will go run. I don't think this guy was all there up here.
Okay.
There. And I've actually run into a couple of actors. Again, I'm not going to name names who have done that, because when you're trying to explain to them stunts, they just don't get it.
Okay.
They just legitimately don't get it. There was one guy, this was one that I did in November, and I'm the villain. So the leading guy, he punches me, and I go to the ground, and his 2 guards are supposed to come up and they're supposed to kick me. They're supposed to like kick me while I'm on the ground. Well, the way that the stunt was worked, so he hits me and I fall, and then I roll away. So I'm 6 feet away from these guys, and the stunt coordinator is like, you can like really stretch it in there, like you can really make it seem like you're hitting me. You're not gonna hit him. You're not far enough away. And this guy, what he was doing was he was taking his foot and just stopping it right on the ground like that. It was really, really funny.
Oh man.
Funny, I'm like, this guy has never done stunts before in his life. This is so funny. Well, that's an interesting thing. Also, if you do enough of these, you kind of become an honorary stunt person. The amount of times you get slapped, you get hit, you got food thrown at you. I've actually gotten. I have never had food thrown at me. I've never had water thrown at me, but I've been thrown into walls. I've been thrown through walls. I've been thrown onto a restaurant booth that collapsed under me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was completely unexpected. But like, okay, it's like, no, I'm good. Let's just keep going. Going. So we did that one. I've been punched. I've been kicked. I've been hit to the ground. So that's the extent of my career as a stunt person. Is all of these. It's like, how many times have I been hit? A lot of times.
Okay, well, you get your lead role, and you're gonna get something thrown at you, food-wise.
Well, ironically, I didn't get to slap someone for the first time until I think maybe September of last year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it was a really long time before I was able to slap someone.
Oh, I wanted to talk about the Vertical Shorts Expo.
Oh yes.
So kind of just like, how did you get to be MC?
So I had met the people who were the folks who were putting it on. I had met them at Verticon last year, and I was not invited to Verticon, but I went for the award show. I went for the award show, and I met them there, and they had discussed wanting to do something a little similar, but more. That's the best way to describe it. They wanted more, and I kind of said at the time, I'm like, I'm not a draw per se, but I would love to be the one to announce everyone else, because I'm very good at hyping up other people. And it would also allow me, I think, to be in more of my element, which would be kind of the showman. The The showman. It's like, let me here's everybody. We have a fantastic show for you today. Und we have a wide variety of guests that are coming in every second of the day. So I can burst into accents, I can make it fun, I can make it funny, I can make people really enjoy themselves there. And that was kind of how I sort of became the MC of that one. So I get to praise my fellow co-stars and let them sort of take the stage.
It
So
sounds
that's
very interesting.
yes, we got our list. We have a huge list of stars that are going to come. So that's going to be really, really cool. I have the list. I'm not going to share it because we're going to keep it private for a little while longer.
Oh no, I get it.
But that was the thing, was that the first of this year was like, no, I need to announce that I'm going to be the MC for this one to start generating some hype for it. And get some people in there, because I have a feeling that once the list gets announced and once people are able to sort of confirm that they're coming, that'll draw on a lot of people.
Definitely,
because I know there was a lot of I know there was some hot water last year about who was invited, who got chosen for the panels, and kind of who more accurately who wasn't invited and got chosen for the panels, which is a whole bag of politics that I don't want to get into, that I don't have the information to honestly comment about. I just only know what I have heard.
It looks very exciting. And
yeah, well, because we're not just doing panels. We've got a fashion show, we've got a dance, we've got performances by people who can sing. We're doing like a fashion show, so that'll be really, really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I've kind of joked that all these leading ladies have kind of a free say yes to the dress with all the weddings that they've
basically
done. With all the weddings they've done, some of the wedding dresses fit these actors. I'm like, what? It's like, that's a fantastic look. Keep that.
They have an idea of what they want to wear when they get married.
Right. Well, they have the running theme is that they're all almost all the dresses, and from what I can tell, are strapless because they have to be taken off really quickly. It's like, you don't have time for this. We got to get moving.
The Vertical View crew says hello.
Hello.
I sent a picture while I was in the waiting room.
Yay.
They were like, tell him we said hi.
Of course.
Okay. Do you know all of the Vertical View crew? I
don't know all of them. The problem is also a lot of their names don't show up on their pages. So I'm like, wait a minute, I know your title or your handle, but I don't know your actual name.
Yeah. So you have Dahlia and Megan, you know them and their handles.
Right.
You have Jen and Karen, who are this Vertical Slaps.
Yes, I don't think I've met them though.
And probably not in person, but
no.
Sarah, who is Escapism via Verticals.
Yes, Sarah, I know. I've never met. And most of these folks, I think honestly, the only people I've met are Megan and Dahlia.
And me.
and you. They at least have met in person.
Hero, who is Vertical_fan.
Okay.
Love Hero. He's the only male of the group, and he's amazing. You have Empress Liz, or Portrait Story Diaries.
I don't think I actually followed that one.
I can't remember which way it is because it's the one that I'm always like, is it at Empress Liz or is it at Portrait Story Diaries? Obviously, there's Aline, I.love.verticals, who also runs Vertalis.
Right.
Have you heard about Vertalis? Do you know about Vertalis? Oh my gosh. I love talking about Vertalis.
What is it?
So it's like this whole world on Instagram that she has created. So she took my brain is spacing. Cayman.
Yeah.
And she took him and she made him into you know Pokemon.
Yeah. Oh, she's the one who does that?
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool. That's really, really cool.
And then we have Katja, who is Short Reel Critic. She's taken a step back.
Okay.
For reasons.
Okay.
which but
And
if
everyone has the right.
that's done, she does it in like a more poetic, like poem style.
Nice.
It's very
Just like
interesting.
Mr. Eric is the poet. So
Uh, a
you
little
bought
bit.
one. You bought one. The fact that he said that they sold out, I think they sold what 500 in like one day.
So his first drop
Yeah.
took 45 minutes to sell out.
Oh, that's amazing.
His second drop,
Mm-hmm.
which was bigger than the first drop,
Yeah.
4
4 minutes.
4 minutes to completely sell out.
Whoa. Well, you got over 200,000 followers. That'll do it.
Third drop was about 40-ish, 45
That's
minutes.
still pretty good. Well, he hadn't done one in a while, had he?
His fourth drop. Hold on.
I know he had a drop very recently. I know he had a drop within like the last 2 weeks or something like that.
Last Thursday.
There you go. It's been less than a week.
October 30th was his third drop.
What's I doing on those? I was filming those days. I was filming, and I hadn't met him yet. I hadn't met him. I didn't meet him really until the Game of Choice. It's the Game of Choice premiere, which was on Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was interesting.
Yeah, I have a lot of his videos. Currently 4.
Wow.
I have this one, which is the needy wanty.
Needy wanty.
So like needy is crossed out and it says wanty.
That's good.
Poem, it's she's not needy, she's wanty. I have the keep living in the stars, you've always been one.
Oh.
I have never apologize for using your heart to its fullest potential.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't her smile, it was the sound her smile made in the dark.
That's a good one. That's very good.
He has a poem,
Mm-hmm.
and it starts and it says, they're not gone, they're with you.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of like put it on his story right around the time I lost my mom in 2024.
So that
because I lost her 3 days before Christmas.
Oh.
On my brother's birthday.
Damn. That's really close to home.
So he posted it, and it was like that poem kind of helped me through. Hence why I recently put out my poem about losing a parent. It's helped some people.
Yeah.
Because Eric's poem is more about like losing a love or like losing a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's more directly towards losing a parent.
Right.
Some quick rapid fire.
Sure.
What is your favorite color?
Silver.
Okay. Favorite drinks?
Rum and Coke if I want to socialize. Vodka with some sort of fruit in it if I want to get drunk.
Okay. Favorite snacks?
Goldfish. Parmesan though.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's a good one.
I don't like the typical goldfish. It's not
Favorite meal to make or eat?
Pizza.
Favorite place to visit or vacation?
Oh. That's a tough one because I've been to such great places and there's a lot of them I want to go back to. If I absolutely had to choose, probably London.
Okay.
Yeah. I lived in London for 6 weeks when I was in college. So that was home.
Okay.
I was home for a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Europe that summer for 9 weeks. So that was a very transformative summer.
Place that you want to film?
Manifesting it this year, Istanbul.
Okay.
Everyone I've talked to who has gone to Istanbul has been like, we loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And I am begging them. I'm like, please get me to Istanbul. I want to go so bad. Don't buy me a return ticket. I want to stay there for 4 or 5 days so I can explore the city.
Mm. If you were a drink, what would you be?
Probably a tequila.
Okay. What is it, quote or saying that you like to live by?
If it makes a good story, do it. Got 2 auditions and both of them are due tomorrow, so that's kind of one of them, and one of them's a lead.
Yay!
Yay! I have
Congrats.
to semi humble brag. I have basically auditioned every single day this year. So
You get one.
I know.
It's like 1 in every 62 or
I don't know if it's
67.
been 62. Well, and the good news is the stuff I've been auditioning for has been like good stuff.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, this is worth it. Not these day players where you get paid chump change.
Mm. Um, if you could give a piece of advice to someone who is trying to get in the vertical industry, what would you tell them?
This is what I can say, and this is all I'm going to say, is the best way to get cast, be exactly what they're looking for at exactly the right time.
Mm.
Make yourself visible. That's probably the
Okay.
best thing you can do.
And do you have any questions for me as someone who I don't think I told you I've been watching them since 2023.
Well,
I've
so what's
seen over 3,000 of them, probably
okay? So
over
it's so
4,000.
what is your advice on how to get that, how to be that leading actor?
When it comes to the leads,
Mm-hmm.
it is I need to feel it. I need to feel like I'm witnessing it in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need to feel like I am standing in the same room watching you cry.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. That's useful. So thank you.
Like
I get
yes,
to test that.
love, love the attractiveness. Everyone
Yeah,
does, but at the same
of course.
time, that is not what it's all about for me.
I'll try that with this audition coming up. It's 2 scenes, but I get to be it's a mafia one, so yeah, I'll try that out. I'll do a very I'm sorry, but you're not exactly. I think one of my lines in there is like, well, I'd hate to see something bad happen to you, sweetheart.
Yeah. Something, like I said, just make me feel like I'm in it. Make me feel like I'm witnessing it in real life.
In real time.
I ran into a mafia don on the street and
Okay.
he's like threatening me. And then I'm like, oh, wait. Whoa.
Okay. I'll see what I can. I'll experiment a little bit with that. That's very useful. That's very, very useful. You should watch on YouTube if you get the chance, called The Goes Wrong Show.
Mm-hmm.
And they make it's a group of actors trying to put on a show live, and it just turns into a disaster, and they're so funny.
Do you have any other questions for me?
I think that's all.
Okay. Well, thanks for being patient.
Although, speaking of which, this one, I owe this one some food. All right, speaking of which, this one really wants some food. I know.
It's fair.
That's the problem. Whenever I have to do interviews, it's actually kind of frustrating because he thinks there's another person here, so he's always around. I love him, but it's like he doesn't realize that there's no one here.
But I appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you. It was good. Absolutely. All right. Take care. Let's power out these. I got 2 auditions. One of them is really quick though, so that'll be fun.
You got this.
Yeah. All right. Take care.